Maybe. There it is. What is up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show Live. I don't know if my smile can get any bigger or more excited because I am hanging out with Truly. And she even gave me a hard time this morning. She's like, Josh, you say this to all the pretty girls. But I'm like, no, Andrea, when I'm hanging out with you, it literally brings this joy, this excitement, this enthusiasm. I'm already over the top enthusiastic, but when I'm hanging out with Andria Lightfoot, there is literally nobody else I would rather hang out with and talk with, because I was telling her this. She brings so much excitement, so much enthusiasm, but so much knowledge and expertise, and she breaks it down in a way that is so incredibly valuable to each of us. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting into a conversation today that you're absolutely not going to want to miss. It's about tech. It's about mindset. It's about what is going on in our industry, and we want to help you. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? It's time to shred. Oh my gosh, Andrea, it is so good to have you back on the Shred Show. I'm actually excited because you mentioned, even as we were getting ready for this, I haven't seen you in a little while. You weren't at ICE. I know you've been traveling a little bit. And I was so excited when the team told me, they're like, hey, you're going to have Andrea on the show. I'm like, yes, you can even ask my team. I'm like, yes. It's like, oh my board, Andrea's going to be back on the show. This is going to be an incredible conversation. So it's so good to have you back. How have you been?
I have been amazing. And I'm actually going to lead off with something that sounds a little out of context, but I was at the Magic Kingdom for the 50th anniversary for all you Disney World, Disneyland fans out there. And I came right back through the door, completely motivated, inspired to say, you know, what we do at SimpleNexus is so similar to that feeling that you have when you walk into Disney World and you have, they call it the 11-star experience. Like those people that are working with you there, you know, you're getting the popcorn from the vendor and you're walking down Main Street USA. You feel like you're the only person in that park that have a magical day experience. I came back to my team and I said, this is going to be the game changer in 22 for so many of us in mortgage, also in tech, to really make sure that our teams, it's coming from a deeply inspirational place. My team is not working just to say, you know, thanks for being here. Thanks for getting one more loan through the door. We have a mission to dramatically change the way we do loans for all Americans in the country. So I know that's a little slow right now, but let me tell you, Disney experience is happening in mortgage this year. We're all going to dig in, and our borrowers and clients are going to feel magical this year with the kind of service we're going to be able to give them.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
We're going to be sprinkling fairy dust this whole time, Josh.
We could end on that note and just be done. What's really funny is actually I saw a post from you the other day talking about the Magic Kingdom. It was a quote from Walt Disney. It's kind of fun doing the impossible. And what you're talking about right now is just that, like, it seems so like far, like no way. Like, Andrea, this is the mortgage industry. What are you talking about? This isn't the Magic Kingdom. But you and I were kind of joking. This is why we love doing what we do. This is why you and I, we are people, persons, people. I don't know how you say that, but like, we love to like talk with people. We love to have these discussions because it is fun doing the impossible, bringing this mentality, this mindset, fun to our industry, especially. And I want to I don't want to be doom and gloomy, but there's so much fear. You said fear in the industry. You and I have done this for a long time. You and I have been in this industry for a long time. And, you know, we've gone through some ups and downs, but it feels like right now there's a lot of fear in our industry. Would you say the same?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, our good friends at Stratmore doing some of their research, a lot of economists looked in their crystal balls and they said, okay, watch out. You're going to see rates go up. But here's what gets super exciting for me about this kind of environment. One, if you've already been maintaining your purchase relationships, you are going to crush it this year, right? If you are a company that kind of understood and had the vision for all the relationships, the types of tools I'm giving my loan officers, you're one, going to be able to recruit better than the guy next door, guy or gal. And you're also going to be able to retain that talent, and they're going to go out and dominate when inventory is low. So I do think there's a little bit of fairy dust here. They call it, there's actually a graph. I'm going to visualize it for you here. It's too poor, too busy. That's what they talk about. Okay. And last year, nobody was poor. You were bringing in more deals. You were talking through more loans, right? It was making it rain. But because you were too busy, you couldn't get to meaningful change. We just say that again. If you want to sprinkle fairy dust, this is the year that you're going to have the time and energy to really focus on how to make that 11-star experience. Now, we don't say 5-star. Airbnb and other companies have done the research. Consumer experience, borrower experience. We're all after it, right? When you say 11-star, what I want you to really think about this year is, if I just loved my mortgage experience, what would that look like? What would I need to support that? How can I actually spend the time and energy investing in technology and tools that'll get me there finally? 11 stars. Forget 5. We go way beyond 5 stars.
Going above. Who needs 5 stars? We're going way above. We want all the stars we can possibly get. Now, you mentioned something. You mentioned technology in there. And of course, SimpleNexus being that they are a technology company. I think this is interesting. And you have a very, very unique take on this because of your traveling, your discussions, everybody you're able to collaborate and work with. But how are you really seeing lenders prioritize technology right now? Because sometimes in this time, that's when lenders start to look at like, okay, what's working, what's out there, what, sometimes even the shiny object syndrome, but what are they prioritizing technology wise, really when it comes to like those strategic advantages in the current market conditions?
The number one thing year over year that doesn't seem to change in the marketplace is what portion of your total spend per loan goes to comp. I'm going to say it. It's like the 4-letter word. We're going to talk about payroll. We're going to talk about BIPs. Comp. Now, here's what's so cool about what we do. The Comp and Safe product on our platform. That's why we're not just a POS. Remember, POS, we know what that stands for.
Yep,
we're not
do.
that.
Nope.
We're the homeownership platform. So you got to think bigger with what SimpleNexus brings to the table. When you're looking at how do I, track spending? Yeah, I got to invest in technology. The number one thing we're all tightening belts around is headcount and how we're actually tracking and motivating that sales force to continue to bring in the volume of deals. We give real live stats of how you're paying across multiple structured pay channels. If you have a loan officer with different deals and contracts, it happens. We get it. It's the way the comp plan is. Your loan officers, let's be honest, are motivated by when is the deal coming in and how much money am I going to get made? There's an element of that. We all are in a business for profit, right?
Absolutely.
And so to have that at your fingertips, not only is your CFO, your accounting team, they have audit, they have risk, everything's baked in there. But now our loan officers who are using it, they are demanding this product, because it was one thing if I'm closing 10, 15 gigs a month and I know the money's rolling in, but now I've got to wait for the purchase cycle. Someone's out shopping. It's hard to find a house. I'm getting a little antsy trying to wait for that money to come through the door. This will help you project what your pay is going to be. This helps you keep track for your loan teams, other people on the team, bonus structures. We do it all. And we do it for very large enterprise accounts. And if you're recruiting, let me tell you, the days of we pay you once a month, companies are getting smart and they're using new technology on comp plans to make sure that we can actually accelerate the time to pay those loan officers. I can't wait now till next month. If my paychecks purchase money, right? I lost some of that refi money. I got to have that money right now. So compensation's a big piece, but that's like 60% of what goes out the door.
Right.
What's the other 40%? The other 40% is you are probably leveraging a bunch of siloed systems. And we want to help because we streamline single sign-on across a lot of solutions. One vendor. That's the name of the game this year, is consolidating. What is the solution that you're going to be on? What platform are you going to be on this year?
Ooh, that's big. So many of us, because we talk about tech stacks a lot, and then I don't want to discredit that, but sometimes we have so many sign-ons in the process. I remember back in the day, you and I remember this. I remember you and I were just joking about our screens. You have one more screen. I have screen envy right now because you've got 4 and I've only got 3 in here. But we talk about technology and utilizing it. Tech stacks back in the day. I remember as techs, in early, the 2010s, 11s, 12s, as technology was coming out, multiple sign-ons, having to get a loan from start to finish. I would have 10, 12 logins sometimes for different things, from CRM to POS, LOS, all that. It was crazy. And that's what you guys are truly trying to make it, is one place, all in one place, where you can literally start to finish, get this loan done, which again is so much more effective, which is so much, it excites me just because I'm like, this is gonna simplify it for the originators, it's gonna simplify the consumers. So it just makes things exciting. Henry coming in with a comment, excited to bring 11-star service this year. Henry, I agree with you. I'm excited to see that 11-star service. So, but I want to kind of keep talking about this because this is something that I think is very critically important. These professional services that you reference, and this is something that SimpleNexus kind of is doing unique within your guys' own team. So maybe a little bit to talk about that. You kind of hit on it, but some of the services you guys are offering, some of the team and the pro services really helping these vendors to really see the overhead cuts and nobody wants to reduce their force. Nobody wants to have cutbacks. No. So we need to be mindful of it. We need to be looking at it. We need to have somebody who's helping us really look at it in that way.
Well, yeah, let me start with going back to the Simon Sinek rule. Let me start with the why. Okay.
Ooh,
for anybody who's listening right now, I want you to understand that we didn't just say, okay, we need some mortgage experts and let's just go start hiring people off the street. Last year was a rebuilding for a championship team.
Yeah.
We stopped and we said the people we want to attract at SimpleNexus have deep mortgage expertise, they know technology, and they have literally sat in your seat running mortgage, running business solutions, running Infosys, right? So if you are looking for someone to truly partner who has been in your spot, I myself ran a mortgage company. So we are in a place where the people we pull in to our professional services organization, they're not just your usual Big Four accounting firm. Maybe they've got good certifications. They're certified. But I think what's more critical is their why. When we wake up in the morning to try to change the mortgage industry, to actually build digital all the way through to closing. Let me give you, for example, when I was in mortgage, I remember keeping petty cash so I could get somebody to go get a certificate of eligibility from the VA out here in DC. Okay. And so many times I'm literally running the old school version of DU out on the web and then the loan, and then you're trying to get the loan through underwriting. And people are at the moving van in tears with a 2-hour closing. And I will never forget showing up to a closing for, honestly, first-time homeowner. They had almost lost their job to take the time off to be at a 2-hour closing because you didn't have flexibility in doing it online and what time of day we could do it. And look, title companies tried. They tried to do the 10 p.m. closings. I looked around and said, man, this got to be better. There's got to be a better way, a more meaningful way. When I'm walking through the grocery store line, this is a true story, and I hear someone talking about a mortgage, and I realize I am now working for an organization where you loan officers have actually funded that loan through our platform. We are making a difference in the way that people actually get to build intergenerational wealth in America. So the why is important because you don't show up to get put through the ringer and try to get turn times faster and all those vanity stats, and the ROI is super critical for a profitable business. But I think what you're going to feel from SimpleNexus is how deeply we care about getting it right more than being right. And so that professional service team is all about coming in and saying to you, let's talk about what insurance policy do you need for success? That's how we think about services. They're not just a way to get money. They're a way to partner with you to ensure your success. They're a way to bring our skills to bear. So you're not out paying top dollar right now when maybe you only need a resource 6 months. Maybe you only need them 6 weeks. Maybe you only need them during implementation. And I can help fast track that and bring people on site to talk with you. So we like to think about it as three tiers, right? What can we do in implementation? How can we help you train and adopt? Not everybody has a big training department. Let's help you get out there and get in front of your branches, your loan officers and assistants. And then, of course, custom. Anything you need custom, LOS, extra dev. We have an integration team. We are there to just sit down and listen and paint the picture together, blue sky, to go, all right, let's see where we can help. Put me in. And that is, to me, that's the magic fairy dust, because anybody can just hand you software. Not everybody can actually help you get it across the finish line. And we really hold that as a badge of honor. Our turn times to get you out the door, we're not talking even a year. We are able to really quickly cycle through to get someone live on our platform.
Well, this is, Andrew, this is one of those things to me that, again, we always talk about technology in our industry. This is such a conversation that has been for years and years now. But when it comes to like integration, when it comes to application, when it comes to actually making, sometimes I have heard of companies going through starting with a tech company. I won't name any names in particular, but those turn times are like, whoa, well, it took us, 9 to 18 months to get things integrated. And I'm like, what did are you kidding me? Like, that is ridiculous. Now, again, I know sometimes with complicated systems as things are evolving, but this is something that you guys do. And again, I've had this discussion with your team. I've had it with Matt. I've had it with Kathleen, but CI/CD, for those who don't know, is continuous integration, continuous deployment or delivery. You guys, this is something that you guys have within the SimpleNexus ecosystem. Things are changing. The industry is evolving. So CI/CD is something that is important, but to you guys, like you just mentioned, like continuous integration, especially when it comes to your consumers, when it comes to everybody using the system, is so critically important. But why is CI/CD right now more important than ever, do you think?
Okay, well, let's blast out for anyone who's listening on the business side of the house. Let's both blast out the nerd alert. All right, it's about to get techie. So fair warning, I'm gonna boil this down, but like nerd alert. Okay.
Warning. You got it.
Okay, we're about to talk tech. When we talk about continuous integration and deployment, it's like anything else in business with Agile. We want to always be collaborating and improving and looking back and making changes and adjustments. But we're gonna do it smarter with automation. And so when you really think about what does any business need to do to compete, you need to respond to the market more quickly. You need to deliver with compliance and lowered risk, making sure your uptimes are good. And we're not asking you to have these big, massive release where it's like anxiety and I got to test it. And we talk about aim small, miss small, and always be monitoring for those failure points to keep the uptime, which means I actually have a support team and dev team that often know what a problem is before a client does. We are watching the code actually build together. And anytime there's a breakpoint, we're getting instant feedback about that before it goes out the door. So code's easier to manage. The quality is higher. We have shortened time to get you what you need. There was actually a lender, I'm not going to name names, who had asked a competitor for what they felt was a pretty small adjustment to their loan application workflow. It was unique to them. It's not something another lender might need. They came to us. We were like, yeah, that's our bread and butter. We do that all day long. We understand you need to differentiate in the marketplace. So we have built this process and development that you don't wait a year or even a quarter for us to really get in there and help you provide value. And I just want to be really clear that even though it's a fast pace, it is low risk. Because again, if you're taking large chunks of programming, testing, DevOps, it goes to the other side, then they give feedback, then they have to rewrite it. The cycles that takes, oftentimes you're missing things in those loops. When you're actually using feature flags, which is what we do this in CI/CD, smaller chunks of value that I can actually hand to you and say, all right, Josh, turn that on when you're ready for it. I'm not going to force a release on you. You can actually be ready for it while I'm keeping the platform current. That communication channel, it's killer for us. Our client success team is actually on the phone with lenders going, oh man, I didn't even realize you had just already released something else this month. We're releasing so much at a given time and wanting to support any customization that you need.
Okay, this is such a unique take on it because a lot of times when it comes to tech, when something new is released, the company's trying to push it like, no, here it is. You got to integrate, like ready to go. Like now is the time. And sometimes we all know things take longer. So everybody's anticipating. And then all of a sudden when it comes out, number one, we're already overwhelmed with most of it. And like you said, most of us, I would say 99% of companies like SimpleNexus tech that is out there right now, customers don't understand like the full gamut of what's available, like what they could actually utilize. And you guys are even taking it to the even more extreme of that of like, hey, we're looking forward ahead. Like we're looking for you. We're anticipating the things that are going to help you become more efficient, that are going to help you like be ready for the evolving market. That's what a true partner is. That's what having a team like SimpleNexus is so beneficial for. I want to come to this comment. This is kind of relevant. And I apologize. I don't know who actually said this, but systems in both retail and broker are so segmented, not integrated, nor easy to use. This is a good comment because this is exactly what SimpleNexus, this is what you guys are. This is what you're literally working. This is what we're talking about. So I apologize. I don't know why your name didn't come up. Maybe you blocked it, but I appreciate the comment. This is something that, especially in this market, Andrea, like this is something that are originators at heart. You and I, that's why I love both you and I, because we come from origination. Both you and I have owned mortgage companies. We've we know, we've been there, we've experienced it. We feel your pain, but that's why it's like, you and I have such a passion for solving it, for like really coming up and solving this question right here is we don't want to see them segmented. We want it to be easy to utilize.
Easy to use is really at the heart of design. And so when we talk, you'll hear people talk about user experience, user design, different than customer experience, right? We want your borrowers to be delighted, but we want every person that comes into our platform to go, this was game changer. This little thing in the back of my pocket made a big difference in how I did my work today. And I know for those who aren't using it, they go, what in the world could you possibly have on a mobile app that's that different? Well, first of all, you're mobile. You are out and about doing everything you need as a loan officer in the back of your pocket. You're also keeping yourself out of your borrower's inbox and in the back of their pocket. And you're now partnering with anyone in your ecosystem. And I mean this, not just buyer, seller, agent. It could be your insurance gal. It could be an attorney that you're using for leads. Leads and referrals are the name of the game. And with the mobile app and how easy it is to share, not only have we pulled all the systems into your back pocket, but we have data that there are 2 shares for every 1 person you give this app to, which means they told their brother, cousin, dad's mother, right? And then think of the virality. It just starts catching fire. Your leads actually come in organically through the software as well. So you have a place to keep all your realtors happy and knowledgeable about what's going on in a purchase market. That's our bread and butter, purchase market. And we integrate with the LOSs. We're not replacing LOSs. We are partners with our LOS providers. You're not jumping back and forth and processor can't see over here and LOA has no idea what's going out the door. Loan officers are integrated just like the technology into all the comms and everything going out the door, including, ding, 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 hybrid eClose, eNote, and Ron. We are a Fannie Freddie certified eNote and Ron provider. So we don't just say digital up front. We do all digital, all the way through. Last experience your borrower will have with SimpleNexus, one platform, all digital.
Oh, that is so, like you said, this little device is becoming more like, you think we're using it more than ever. It just becomes more and more prevalent. Like everybody's using it these days. Like my kids, like my 9 and 7-year-old kids are using them all the time these days. Like this is going to become first nature to all of us. It already has. And like you said, this digital experience, what you guys are creating, what SimpleNexus and the team has created is just so much, it excites me. Again, back from when you and I were in this industry, like from where we started to where it is now, we talk about ease of use. You talked about not only do we want our consumers to have like that experience, but we as originators, this experience is becoming more and more like if you utilize what's in front of you, if you understand that this is here to help us. Again, technology is here to be our best friend. We're here to utilize it in a way that makes this so much easier, so much more enjoyable. Dare I say enjoyable, Andrea? Like, can I say that?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Look, hey, look, I had a friend who's they're at a lender. They are a SimpleNexus customer, full disclosure. We're out having a drink. And they had mentioned that they were very skeptical about one of our products, which is automated pre-qualification letters. Now, in a refi market, fine, whatever. That's not probably your bread and butter. This year, if you're working with realtors, let me tell you, any kind of market where there has been inventory shortage, and we're seeing that across almost 70% of the country, inventory shortages, that means multiple offers are going into a house. Do you want to issue pre-qual 1 and 2 and 3 every time you have to bump it up? No, we actually empower the agents to get from you permission of what the max price that borrower qualifies at. And they are self-serving as they're writing these offers. And let's be clear, sometimes they're writing 4, 5, 6 offers before you can even close. Salt Lake, Utah, they're in the same problem right now. Inventory's low, multiple offers on a house, escalation clauses are in there. That little bitty bit of functionality, and it's one of many things that our platform can do. He was sitting there having a drink going, this is a game changer. I literally didn't have to run back to my laptop, redo a pre-qual letter. Oh, wait, sorry, 10,000 more. We decided 10,000. Go redo it, rerun to you. Just get to your highest max point with a surety, send that out, and they can adjust up and down up to the max high point. You are not the one that then the realtor is relying on. The realtor is relying on your technology. And now all of a sudden you brought them in and they go, I got to have it. I rely on this as a solution, and your partnership is bringing that to me.
Andrea, this partnership that you're talking about here, I've been talking a lot about the 1%, just being 1% better. Like you don't have to be 50% better than your competitor. Right now, you just have to be 1% better. And like having a tool like that, we all know we're trying to work with our referral partners, our realtors. So there's so much talk like, how do you make that experience for them? How are you more valuable to them? That one little tool like can just be like, hey, they don't have to bug you. You don't have to bug them. Like, it's just simple. They can go in, they can generate it themselves. It's just happening these days. And I promise you, everybody out there, these are the little things that your realtors, your referral partners, they start to notice. They start to take note. They're like, hey, like this is a competitive market. Andria's got the tool. She has the things that I need to be better at my job, to be more efficient at my job.
It's not clunky. It's, we have text links and email links and all that. We support all those messaging. My favorite is when you get a QR code, which, let's be honest, post-COVID, we were kind of innovative in that space. We were handing out QR codes at open houses before people knew what to do with them. You had to give instructions on how to do the QR code. Now, I sit down at a restaurant post-COVID. Everybody knows what a QR code is. Yep. Your name, your business card is digital. It is out there online in your email. It's at the open house. QR code, download the app. Now I'm off to the races on a full application process.
Everybody knows what a QR code. If you didn't watch the Super Bowl, you saw one of the best use of QR codes ever in the world. So like everybody knows what they are. Henry, I love this story. My favorite story is SimpleNexus user sending a pre-qual letter from the ski lift. Henry, bro, you and I, like we're shredding on the hill. I got the board in the background, brother. When I'm sending pre-quals from the ski lift, I'm happy and I'm enjoying life. So Andria, this has been one of those conversations again. We have just, you mentioned Ron, you mentioned eClose. That's a whole nother topic that you and I could get into and dive into, but there's so many things that you and the team, you mentioned it earlier, you're continuing to look at where the industry is going, but you're literally looking at your partner saying, hey, where can we help them? Where's that 1% increment that we can help them be better? Where can we help them accelerate? Where can we help them make this customer journey, this home ownership journey, a little bit more enjoyable for our consumers? That is our ultimate goal for all of us, is to help people achieve that dream, that American dream of home ownership. And SimpleNexus and the team continues to make it such an enjoyable experience. Creighton comes in, the power of a native mobile experience for borrowers, originators, real estate professionals. That's it. It's a mobile experience. That's exactly what it is. Like I said earlier, we all use these. You mentioned that they're always in our back pockets. It's just going to become the norm. And you guys, you and the entire team at SimpleNexus just continue to make it so enjoyable. So Andria, you're so brilliant. Thank you. I'm just like, you and I could literally, like, we're going on 26 minutes and you and I are just getting started. We could wrap for another hour.
Much more. Yeah, I got so much more. Hey, don't forget, this year is your window of opportunity, the poor to busy ratio. Be thinking about that. When you're looking at your pipeline, instead of focusing on maybe it's a little lighter than it was last year, now is your chance to be that 1% better. You got the time, and we are there to help.
That's it. That is our out on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Andria Lightfoot, keep that in your mind, because that can help you make a monumental shift right up here. That's where it starts, all in your mind, ladies and gentlemen. But when it comes to tools and comes to technology, reach out to SimpleNexus. If you're looking for how to get that 1% increment, it's SimpleNexus. There you go. There, she's got the logo. Got it happening. So Andria, as always, you're absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for all that you shared, the value you've created for us. I'm so excited to have you back on the show again. I'm excited to see you in person again soon too, as well. Always fun hanging out with you. So with that, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for all the comments, for the engagement. We appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you guys to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.